Right then, Blades fans, massive news dropping today. We're talking about 3 stories that could shape the rest of our season. And trust me, you'll want to hear every single one. If you're new here, smash that subscribe button right now. Join thousands of United supporters getting the latest Blades news first. Hit the bell icon too. You don't want to miss what's coming. Today's update is absolutely packed. First up, Chris Wilder's revealed his main priority ahead of the Steel City Derby. The Gaffers identified exactly what needs fixing before we face Wednesday. Then, transfer talk that'll get you buzzing. A championship goal machine who can solve our attacking woes. Someone who's actually banging them in week after week. And finally, a fan favorite who might not be the answer we thought he was. Tom Cannon's Sheffield United nightmare continues. Could he be heading back out on loan? 3 massive stories, 1 crucial international break. Let's get straight into it. Confirmed, Chris Wilder knows exactly what needs fixing before the Sheffield Wednesday Derby. And honestly, it's been staring us all in the face. Right, let's set the scene here. We're currently in the relegation zone, 15 games played, and we're fighting for our championship lives. The QPR draw at the weekend showed some improvement. Fair play. We didn't concede those soft goals that have been killing us recently. Clean sheet against Rangers. That's something. But we still couldn't get the 3 points we desperately needed. Wilder came back months ago to save our season after that Ruben Sells disaster. 7 straight defeats under Sells. The squad was broken. Confidence shot. Tactics all over the place. Wilder's been working overtime to fix the mess, but he's admitted himself he underestimated just how bad things had got. This international break, though, this is the one Wilder's been waiting for. 2 weeks to work with the lads properly. 2 weeks to drill his methods into them, get them physically where they need to be, and most importantly, get their heads right before we make that short trip across the city on November 23rd. The Derby, the biggest game of our season for so many reasons. We need to get this right. So, what's Wilder prioritizing? He's been brutally honest about it. After the QPR game, he laid it out plain as day. We're not holding on to results. Simple as that. Every single match, we're conceding chances we shouldn't, giving up momentum where we need to see games out. That defensive solidity that Wilder teams are known for, it's not there yet. The stats back it up. We've had 27 corners in our last 2 games, 13 away at Coventry, 14 against QPR at home. That shows we're getting into dangerous areas, creating pressure, doing a lot of things right going forward. But here's the killer, we're not converting those chances into goals. Not even close. Wilder's exact words after Saturday's match. The most disappointing thing is we haven't been able to execute the game plan to get that result. We can't see out a result. Actually, we haven't been able to see out a result in any game. That's the manager admitting what we all know. We're not clinical enough, and it gets more specific. Between minutes 4 to 6 and 60, we were conceding goals every single game. That trend's been killing us. Opposition teams sussing us out at halftime, making adjustments, then punishing us early in the second half. The good news, we didn't concede in that period against QPR. Progress, yeah, but it's not enough. Set pieces have been another nightmare. Long throw-ins causing chaos. Corners against us looking dangerous every time. But against Rangers, we kept it tight. No goals from set plays. That's a positive step. But then Wilder drops this absolute truth bomb. 27 corners into games, and we barely threatened from any of them. He said, we need to be better in the final third to have a better chance. Blunt as you like. No excuses. No sugarcoating. Our finishing has been abysmal, and he knows it. Now, Wilder's not sharing his full training plans, obviously. What happens at Sheffield stays at Sheffield, especially with the Derby coming up. But reading between the lines, these 2 weeks are about 2 things. 1, getting the lads fitter. Wilder mentioned we're being outworked. That can't happen in a Steel City Derby, can it? No chance. And 2, set piece work. Both ends of the pitch, defending them better, but more importantly, actually scoring from our own corners and free kicks. The Gaffer talked about playing toe-to-toe with Coventry, one of the best sides in the division. We matched them, but matching the top teams isn't enough when you're in the relegation zone. We need to beat the teams around us. We need to nick wins when we're not at our best, and that means being ruthless in both boxes. Wilder's brought in his coaching staff. They're working round the clock. This isn't just about tactics on a whiteboard. It's physical conditioning, mental resilience, and clinical finishing. The players know what's expected. Some of them have been through this with Wilder before. Others are learning fast. But everyone's got to buy in, especially with Wednesday looming. Think about what this derby means. Bragging rights, obviously. But it's bigger than that. It's a chance to get 3 points against a local rival and climb away from danger. It's a statement game. It tells the rest of the championship that Sheffield United are still here, still fighting, still dangerous. Lose it, and the pressure cranks up even more. The beauty of having this international break now is that Wilder can work without the distraction of a midweek game. No recovery sessions, no match prep cutting into training time. Just pure, focus work on the training ground, getting bodies right, getting minds sharp, and fixing those final third issues that have cost us so many points. And you know what? The QPR performance gives us something to build on. We didn't win, but we didn't collapse either. We kept our shape, didn't concede soft goals, and created chances. If we can add that killer instinct in front of goal, if we can be more clinical from set pieces, we're a completely different proposition. Wilder mentioned we need to work hard to buy time. There's no magic formula. He said, just graft, and that's what this break's about. Hard work on the training pitch, honest conversations in the dressing room, and everyone pulling in the same direction. Because when we cross that white line against Wednesday, there's no hiding, no excuses, just 11 blades needing to show what they're made of. So here's my question for you lot watching. What do you think is our biggest weakness right now? Is it the finishing, like Wilder says? Is it the fitness levels? Or is it something deeper, like confidence and belief? Drop your thoughts in the comments below, because I want to know what you're all thinking. And if you're enjoying this breakdown, hit that like button. Helps the channel massively, and it lets me know you want more detailed analysis like this, right? Let's move on to story number 2, and this one's exciting. A Leeds United loanee who's absolutely tearing up the championship. 7 goals already this season, and we should be all over him in January. Seriously, this kid could solve our attacking problems overnight. Joe Gelhardt, remember that name, because he's the real deal. 23 years old, on loan at Hull City from Leeds, and he's been on fire this campaign. 7 goals and 2 assists in 15 games. That puts him 4th in the championship's top scorers list, behind only Carlton Morris at Derby and Coventry's Brandon Thomas-Asani and Haji Wright. Now, why should we care? Simple. We've scored 11 goals all season. 11 in 15 games. That's absolutely shocking for a team with promotion ambitions or even survival ambitions at this point. We're dying for goals, and Gelhardt's got exactly what we need. Let's talk about his form. 5 goals in his last 6 games. Unreal numbers. He grabbed a goal and an assist against Leicester City in a 2-1 win last month. Followed that up with another goal and an assist against Portsmouth this past weekend, including a 7-9 minute winner. This lad's got ice in his veins, scoring crucial goals when his team needs them most. And here's where it gets interesting. Hull City are under financial restrictions. They can't sign players until summer. That makes them vulnerable in January. Leeds, who own Gelhardt, might recall him or sell him while his value is high. And if they do sell, we need to be first in line. Imagine having someone who actually knows where the net is playing for us. Revolutionary concept, right? Gelhardt's natural position is on the right wing, and that's where he's been doing his damage at Hull. But he's also quality as a number 10, which gives us options. We've been trying different formations under Wilder. The 3-4-2-1, the 4-2-2-2, and his preferred 4-2-3-1. Gelhardt fits perfectly into that last system. He's used to it under Tim Walter at Hull, so there'd be no adjustment period. Think about our current attacking options. Gus Hammer's been decent. Callum O'Hara's been our standout player with 4 goals and 2 assists. But beyond them, we're struggling. Tyrese Campbell's up front doing his best, but he needs service. He needs someone who can deliver quality balls into the box, and Gelhardt can do exactly that. Here's a stat that'll blow your mind. Gelhardt's crossing accuracy is 40%. That's one of the highest among wingers in the entire championship. 40%. Get him whipping balls in for Campbell, and we finally have a proper attacking threat. Hull's been benefiting massively from his deliveries to Ollie McBurney. No reason we couldn't replicate that partnership with our striker. But it's not just his attacking output. This is where Gelhardt becomes a proper Chris Wilder player. He works his socks off for 0.9 for ball recoveries per game, wins nearly 6 duels per match, That defensive work rate is exactly what Wilder demands from his attackers. You don't just get to play pretty football under Wilder. You've got to graft when we don't have the ball. Gelhardt does that naturally. Our current attacking numbers are dire. 0.57 goals per 90 minutes. That's relegation form all day long. Gelhardt alone this season has been scoring at a rate that would transform our fortunes. It's not just goals. It's the threat, the creativity, the constant danger he poses. Defenders have to respect him, which creates space for others. Now, the elephant in the room, Leeds United. They own him, and they're in the Premier League now. Leeds Live reported it's unlikely Gelhardt gets recalled despite a clause in his whole loan contract. That's massive news for us. If Leeds decide they don't want him long-term, and they're willing to cash in while his stock's high, we absolutely have to be in that conversation. The money might be an issue. Leeds paid good money for him originally, and they'll want to recoup that. But compared to what we spent on some players who haven't delivered, investing in a proven championship goal scorer makes total sense, especially one who's only 23 and has room to grow even more. Think about what Gelhardt brings that we're missing. Pace on the wing, check. End product with goals and assists, check. Work rate and defensive contribution, check. Versatility to play multiple positions, check. Experience in the championship, check. And he's hungry to prove himself after not quite making it at Leeds. That hunger could be massive for us. Wilder loves versatile players. He changes tactics week to week depending on the opposition. Having someone like Gelhardt who can play right wing, left wing, or as a 10 gives him options, keeps opponents guessing. And given how we've been struggling to break teams down, having someone with genuine pace and trickery out wide could be the difference maker. I know what some of you are thinking. We've been burned by signings before. What if he flops? Fair point. But look at his track record. He's done it in the championship before. This isn't some random punt on a player from abroad who might not adapt. Gelhardt knows this league. He's thriving in it right now. The risk is minimal compared to the potential reward. And timing's everything here. We're in the relegation zone. January is our chance to turn this season around. If we wait until summer, and we've gone down, players like Gelhardt won't be interested. We need to act in January, bring in quality, and give ourselves a fighting chance of staying up. Then we can build properly in the summer from a position of strength. Hull City fans will tell you what a game changer he's been for them. They were struggling earlier this season, and Gelhardt's goals have transformed their campaign. That's what we need. Someone who can come in and immediately impact results. No bedding in period, no he needs time to adjust. Gelhardt would hit the ground running. His link-up play is quality too. He's not just a selfish winger looking for his own shot. Those two assists show he's got vision and awareness. If O'Hare or Hammer make runs, Gelhardt will find them. If Campbell's making moves in the box, Gelhardt will deliver. That's the kind of intelligent player Wilder can work with. The fans will love him too. We need something to get excited about right now. Signing a young, hungry, informed goal scorer in January would give everyone a massive boost. Imagine announcing Gelhardt's signing, then he scores on his debut. The atmosphere at Bramall Lane would be electric. We need that energy, that belief that things are changing for the better. But we can't mess about with this. If Leeds make him available, other clubs will be interested. Championship sides chasing promotion will fancy him. Maybe even some Premier League teams looking for squad depth. We need to move fast, get negotiations done early, and get him signed before someone else does. The big question is whether Leeds will play ball. They might want to keep him as a squad option. They might want to loan him to a Premier League side. But if they're willing to sell, and the price is reasonable, we'd be mad not to go all in. This is the kind of signing that could define our season. So what do you lot reckon? Should we be going all out for Joe Gelhardt in January? Would he solve our attacking problems? Or should we be looking at other options? Let me know in the comments, and make sure you've hit that subscribe button if you haven't already. Right? Final story. Now this one's a bit awkward. Tom Cannon. Remember when we signed him from Leicester for 10 million quid in January? Remember the excitement? Well, it's not worked out, has it? And now Stoke City want him back. Tom Cannon's Sheffield United career has been a complete disaster. Harsh words, but it's the truth. We signed him for 10 million in January 2025, after he'd been brilliant on loan at Stoke, 11 goals in 25 games for the Potters, including 4 in one match against Portsmouth. He looked like a proper championship striker, clinical, hard-working, and scoring important goals. Fast forward to now, and he's got 1 goal and 1 assist in 30 appearances for us across all competitions. 30 games, 1 goal. This season in the championship, he's played 12 times without a single goal or assist. 0 goal contributions. That's catastrophic for a striker we paid 10 million quid for. And it's not even like he's playing regularly and going through a rough patch. Wilder's barely using him for starts in the league all season. Most of his appearances are off the bench, late substitutions when the game's already gone. His game time's been decreasing since Wilder came back, which tells you everything about what the manager thinks. Now Stoke want him back, and honestly, can you blame them? He was brilliant there. Stoke fans loved him. He scored goals, worked hard, and seemed to enjoy his football. Everything that's missing from his time with us. Their fan channel's been talking about bringing him back in January, saying they're clearly short up front. Pete, a Stoke fan, put it perfectly. Things haven't worked out for him at Sheffield United for unknown reasons, but he had a very successful loan spell here. We're clearly lacking options up front. Sam Gallagher is basically permanently injured, relying solely on Mubama, a young player, for a long championship season isn't ideal. If there's any way to bring Tom Cannon back, he'd be a fan favorite. And you know what? He's spot on. Cannon was class at Stoke. He was their top scorer last season even though he left in January. That's how good he was. So what went wrong here? Is it the system? Is it confidence? Is it just a bad fit? Nobody really knows, but it's clear it's not working. Stoke are flying this season, 3rd in the table in the playoff positions with the best defense in the entire EFL. They've only conceded 10 goals in 15 games. Absolutely solid, but they've been accused of not scoring enough goals, at least until recently when they battered Bristol City 5-1 and Oxford 3-0. Still, they want more firepower, and Cannon's the obvious choice. Devin Mubama's been their main striker, but he's young and inexperienced. This is his first full season in professional football after coming through the youth ranks at West Ham and Man City. Talented kid, but asking him to lead the line for a whole championship campaign is a lot of pressure. Robert Bosnick's barely played, and Gallagher is injured again. They genuinely need another striker. For us, the question is, what do we do? Cannon's contract runs until summer 2029, with an option for another year. We've got him tied down long-term, which is good for protecting his value. But what's the point of having him on the books if he's not playing and not contributing? That's just wasted wages and a squad space that could go to someone who might actually help us. A loan move makes sense for everyone. Cannon gets regular football somewhere he knows he can perform. Stoke get a striker who's proven in their system, and we get his wages off the books while keeping our options open for the future. Maybe 6 months away, rediscovering his form and confidence could be exactly what he needs. Then he comes back in the summer a different player. But there's another option. Sell him. Cut our losses. We paid 10 million, his value's dropped because he's done nothing here, but we might still get 5 or 6 million back. That money could go towards signing someone like Joe Gelhardt, who'd actually contribute immediately. From a pure business perspective, it might make sense. The frustrating thing is we don't really know why it's not clicked. Cannon's got talent. He proved that at Stoke. He's a Republic of Ireland international. He's only 22 years old. But sometimes a player just doesn't fit at a club, and no amount of wishing changes that. Maybe it's tactical. Maybe it's personal. Maybe it's just one of those things. Wilder's tried him in different roles and different formations. Nothing's worked. And with our current position in the table, Wilder can't afford to keep giving chances to players who aren't delivering. He needs his best 11 on the pitch every week, fighting for survival. Sentiment doesn't come into it. If Cannon's not cutting it, he's not playing. Simple as that. The lad must be frustrated too. He went from being Stoke's top scorer and fan favorite to barely getting minutes for a team in the relegation zone. That's got to hurt. His confidence must be shot. And when you're not playing regularly, it's almost impossible to find form. It becomes a vicious cycle. So if Stoke come calling in January with a loan offer, I reckon we take it. Let him go back there, play every week, score goals, and rebuild his reputation. We keep the option to bring him back if he rediscovers that form. And if not, we sell him in the summer with his value restored. Everyone wins. The alternative is he stays here, sits on the bench, barely plays, and his value drops even more. That helps nobody. Not Cannon, not us, not his career. Sometimes the kindest thing is to let a player go somewhere they'll be appreciated and used properly. Stoke fans want him back desperately. That says everything. When supporters are begging their club to re-sign a player, it means something special happened during that loan spell. Cannon clearly loved it there, and they loved him. That connection matters in football. Sometimes a player just finds their home at a particular club. Compare that to here, where he's been largely anonymous. No connection with the fans because he's not playing. No goals to celebrate. No moments to remember. It's been a complete non-starter. And that's sad, because we paid good money and had high hopes. But you've got to be realistic. If we're serious about survival, we need every player pulling their weight. We need goal scorers who can actually score. We need squad members who contribute when called upon. Cannon's not doing any of that right now, so moving him on in January, even temporarily, makes total sense. Here's my question for you. Should we loan Cannon back to Stoke in January? Should we sell him outright? Or should we give him another chance here and hope something clicks? I genuinely don't know the right answer, so I want to hear what you lot think. Comments below. Let's discuss. Right, let's wrap this up. 3 big stories today, and all of them matter for our season. Wilder's focusing on set pieces and finishing ahead of the derby. That's crucial because we need to start converting chances into points. The Wednesday game could be a turning point in our campaign, one way or the other. Joe Gelhardt should be our top target in January, a proven championship goal scorer who's in red-hot form and would transform our attack overnight. If Leeds make him available, we need to move heaven and earth to get that deal done. And Tom Cannon needs to move on, probably back to Stoke, where he'll actually play and score. It's not worked here, and that's okay. Sometimes things just don't click. Better for everyone if he goes somewhere he's wanted. This international break is massive. 2 weeks for Wilder to work his magic. 2 weeks to prepare for the biggest game of our season. 2 weeks to sort out the issues that have been killing us. We come back fighting, we beat Wednesday, and suddenly everything looks different. That's what we're all hoping for. Make sure you subscribe to the channel. Hit that bell icon so you never miss an update. I'll be back after the international break with all the latest news, match previews, and analysis. We've got the derby coming up, transfer window approaching, and a survival battle to fight. Drop your comments below on all 3 stories. I want to know what you're thinking about Wilder's priorities, whether we should sign Gelhardt, and what we do with Cannon. The more engagement we get, the more content I can create for you lot. Share this video with other Blades fans. Get the conversation going. We're all in this together, fighting for our club. United we stand, divided we fall. And right now, we need to be more united than ever. Thanks for watching, Blades fans. See you next time. Come on, United.